that I can give you guys more games for free. What's going on, guys? Eric coming back at you from the Nerd Cave, and as promised, I did want to do a collection overview with another episode of DS or BS. So this is DS or BS episode 5. We're looking at a collection overview so far from the first 4 episodes of the series, and then I did sprinkle in, I owned half a dozen DS games prior to beginning this hunt, so I wanted to kind of share those as well. But if you've been tuning in for previous videos, as you know, as I did mention in the prior video, I have over 200 factory sealed 3DS games. Currently, the discrepancy between factory sealed and complete in box games for a lot of 3DS games is fairly minimal. And because there's several different prints of a lot of different games, the prices on price charting currently for a lot of like first prints or better versions of the games are kind of being skewed down. That I think is really creating this nice pocket in the market where you can get some great deals right now. First thing we're going to go ahead and touch on is some of the factory sealed stuff. I do have, I think it's 17 copies of Zelda Triforce Heroes factory sealed. This is a game, as people will tell you, as has been mentioned in the past, was available at Five Below for $5. So it's a game that at one point was pretty cheap to buy factory sealed. Right now the current market value is in the $20 to $25 range. I do think that is going to continue to go up, so we'll see in about 9 to 12 months where that price is sitting after the eShop is closed in the end of March. We did get some other games. Picked this up. This is one I wanted to touch on as kind of a highlight. This is one that I think the auction just got a little slapped on. These typically go for like $40 to $50 for the red box. One of the regular print versions, essentially the non-Nintendo Selects version. We do also have 19 copies of Super Mario 3D Land, the Nintendo Selects version. I bought a few lots from people, like 10 came from one person, 4 came from one person. I know it's a lot of copies, but I got a good deal by buying a lot from a lot of different people. This is one that I think has been kind of a highlight of my series, and that's Puzzles and Dragons, the Mario version. So there are 2 versions of this game. There's just Puzzles and Dragons for 3DS by itself, and then there's the version with Mario. That's another situation where it is creating a price discrepancy. Currently, factory sealed this game goes for $50 to $60, and you can still find them because the price is kind of being confused by some people. Especially loose, you can find them really cheap, but you can find them in the case, in sealed condition, sometimes for around $30, and there's definitely a good margin on that currently, and it's one that's likely, again, because it has Mario, to just kind of go up in the future. Another slept on auction, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. This is a great one. This one is a first print copy of the Nintendo Selects version. It goes for around 20 bucks, but the first print copy can go upwards of $70, $80, $90. So to get this on another slept on auction for 25 bucks was an awesome deal. I just love WarioWare. Sometime when I share my collection, I'll show you some of the WarioWare games I have in my own collection. I want to get this game complete in box at some point to be able to add it to our 3DS collection. I have not found a complete in box copy for a reasonable price yet, but we're going to stay on the hunt for WarioWare Gold. So Mario Party the Top 100. I think this is a great example of paying attention to those listings that just have a stock photo. They don't actually have a photo of the item you're going to receive, reaching out to those people and being communicative. This game goes for $40+ most of the time factory sealed. I did pick up this copy on a stock photo listing for $19.99, free shipping. I think this one's kind of obvious. I don't know how much I need to touch on it, but Zelda Ocarina of Time Nintendo Selects version. If you can get this game for a decent price, this is another one that from my understanding was at Five Below for one point in much less quantity than Triforce Heroes, so the price is fairly low right now. I think $25 to $35 is typical for a sealed copy of this game from what I've seen in the market. So if you can get them for less than that, I think it's a great one to invest in right now. I myself have picked up 10 copies of that game. Always pay attention to lots. This is an example here. It was not a brand new lot listing. It was just a 3DS lot. It seemed like a okay price. I started looking into it, noticed they had best offer on. And they had only half the pictures on the front, and then the other half of the items that were going to be available were in the second picture, which you couldn't see immediately in the listing. And also, it wasn't real obvious in the description. It actually said that the Star Fox was factory sealed. So I picked up that whole lot for 170 bucks, and there's plenty of games to make that back and go ahead and hang on to the Star Fox. Link Between Worlds, got this one on a great deal. You may have heard me talk about it in the last video of DS or BS, but I scooped this up for about 40 bucks shipped as soon as it got listed. These typically go for 90 to 100, sometimes plus dollars. 2 copies of Majora's Mask. This is the first print copy. I think these ones are going to be great to invest in right now in the $60 to $70 range, because they already have sold currently around 100, and I could definitely see them, much like we've seen Ocarina of Time first print do, get up into the $150 to $200 price range for a nice clean copy. Mario Kart 7. Bit of a sleeper for people. I did get 6 copies of this. Sometimes you can find this game even factory sealed under 20 bucks, which I think for a Mario Kart game is great, because I think it's entirely likely that in the next year or two, that game's in like the $40 to $50 range sealed. Bowser's Inside Story. Worth noting, while we're touching on Bowser's Inside Story, Super Mario 3D Land. We are going to be giving one of these guys away. We have hit over 1,000 views on this series, so thank you guys so much for that. So we're going to be giving one of these away in the final episode of the DS or BS series, so stay tuned to the series for that. Win a copy of Super Mario 3D Land factory sealed. Then we do have 4 copies of Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey. This is the other game. If you guys are tuning into the prior videos, if this series hits 5,000 views, which I think is entirely doable, the first 2 videos already have 600 plus views, and so if we keep that up with the additional videos, we'll hit 5,000 no problem. So definitely stay tuned. Please share out the content with your friends, share it with your enemies. Let's get the view count up so that I can give you guys more games for free. We do have an additional stack of factory sealed games, as well as another one here, super worth touching on, other than maybe Pilot Wings Resort. Another example of paying attention to those listings that just have a stock photo, because you can get some great deals. These are the games that I picked up that are not factory sealed so far in this series that we're going to be selling down the road. Some of them are listed currently, so definitely check the link in the description below to visit our eBay store and pick up some of these great games. Most of them are on best offers, so feel free to throw offers in. If you're a viewer of the channel, definitely remember to put that in the comments when you pick up the item. We would love to give you a shout out in a future video when we're packing up your items. Children of Mana on DS, Infinite Space on DS, Terraria 3DS, first print Luigi's Mansion, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, Monster Hunter Generations, Monster Hunter Ultimate 3, Rhodia the Sky Soldier, Mario and Luigi Dream Team, Link Between Worlds, Link Between Worlds, Ocarina of Time 3D, Ocarina, Ocarina, first print Ocarina. This is one of 2 that I have. This is a severely underproduced game. I'll throw it up on screen if I can find any statistics on it, but I believe there was about 2.1 million copies that game produced, which seems like a lot, but for a Zelda game, there's not that many. There are plenty of the Nintendo Selects ones to go around, so if you want to play it, super doable. If you do want the first print in complete inbox condition, looking pretty like that, they're starting to go up. Super Dodgeball Brawlers, BlazBlue, Pilot Wings Resort, Pilot Wings Resort, Yokai Watch Fleshy Souls, Yokai Watch, Yokai Watch, Mario and Sonic at the London Olympics. These next 2 I actually picked up in that lot of games for 40 bucks. They're not worth a whole lot. Red Bull BC1 factory sealed, Jonas factory sealed, worth maybe 10 bucks a piece. Pokemon Y, complete inbox. Picked this up also in this series in a Facebook Marketplace pickup, so definitely check that out. Project X Zone, this one was not complete. This one actually had some of the inserts for one of the other games we picked up. So check those prior episodes, see where we got the inserts for another game. Got a whole baggie of 3DS games in here currently. I'm not going to go through every single game, but there's a few mixed games that we picked up. If you didn't see our What's Better Upon Our Private Buys video, we picked up 2 bags of DS and 3DS games, so it was before we actually started the series. And then what we actually picked up in the series that's in here is mainly Pilot Wings Resort and Puzzles and Dragons, because like I said, you can find those games really cheap right now. These are DS games, some left over from that buy, and then some others I've picked up since. Probably the most noteworthy games in there, and you can see those in a prior episode, are Phantom Hourglass and Mario and Luigi. I think it's Bowser's Inside Story on DS, not the 3DS version. Bunch of random, not good games, cheap games. Bunch of Imagine Babies. So that's another one. I'm not going to show them. Did pick up 30 copies of Legend of Korra. Actually, 31 sealed copies of Legend of Korra. 49 copies of Imagine Babies. 6 copies of Codename Steam. Then a bunch of crap on DS. Why? Bought copies of The Biggest Loser. So we're not going to show that. I may throw up some B-roll that I had from the prior video just to kind of touch on that, but it's not something I feel the need to delve into. Alright, now the part you're all waiting for. We are going to go ahead and jump into the games currently that we are keeping, that are in our own collection. We want to start kind of, and we have already, some of these games you may be saying to yourself, hey, there's some games that I saw you pick up in a prior episode that are not in these stacks, and you would actually be absolutely correct on that. There are some games I did pick up that are not in these stacks. The reason for that is I have already started selling some games that are profitable currently. So again, definitely check the eBay store, link in the description if you want to get your hands on any of the games as they get listed. If there's anything you're interested in that isn't listed, definitely drop a comment below. We can see if we can work out a way to get that to you. Other than the games I'm about to talk about, which are the games in my own collection. Super Smash Bros. For 3DS, Kirby Triple Deluxe, Puzzles and Dragons. I actually played that game on the phone quite a bit. Me and my buddy John played it more than I'd care to admit. It's pretty fun. Mega Man Legacy Collection. Never been the biggest Mega Man guy in the world, but I just, I don't know. Legacy Collection seems cool. I like the Mega Man games. I'm not against them. I'm not a Mega Man hater. It's just not something I play a whole lot. Super Mario 3D Land. This is the first print, the white box. So it's super cool to have that one, even if it's not sealed in the collection. You may have seen in the last video I did pick up 2 sealed games from my own collection. It wasn't my original plan. Collect factory sealed, but some of the games right now, the discrepancy is so minimal, and there are 2 games that I've played so much that I don't feel the need to have another open copy. I actually own this game, Chrono Trigger. I own this game on Super Nintendo, so I can always play that copy. I don't need to have this one open. This one can go ahead and stay sealed. Paid, I think, 150 bucks for this. But it's just an awesome game. Definitely one that's going to go up. And then another one, I have this game on my Switch. I also had it on PC when it was new. But Shovel Knight, excellent game. This is the first print copy of this factory sealed with the original soundtrack. Highly recommend this game. These ones are not high dollar, but I love them. They're 2 games I owned when I had the original DS. These are actually older copies of mine, but it's Brain Age and Brain Age 2. First print, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Fun fact, I have never actually played a Luigi's Mansion game. Don't judge me, I want to. It's something I'm going to get around to eventually. I think in our GameCube collection, and we'll go over that collection at some point. Pretty sure I do have the original Luigi's Mansion, so I'm probably going to start there. Mario Kart 7. Mario Bros. 2. Metroid Prime Pinball. My other first print, Ocarina of Time. First print, Link Between Worlds. Pilot Wings Resort. This is one this has no manual. I actually just took this off the shelf. I had it for sale. I don't know why, because I realized I didn't have it in my own collection. We copied Paper Mario 6 Star. One of the most expensive games in my Resident Evil Nintendo collection. Another collection I may touch on eventually. Resident Evil Deadly Silence. I do own, if you watched my Resident Evil review episode, I do own Resident Evil Gaiden for Game Boy, and it's complete in box. So if you want to see that, check out the Resident Evil review on Netflix. Resident Evil Revelations, Mercenaries 3D, Donkey Kong Country 3D, Triforce Heroes. This one's got some water damage, but I got a super good deal. Mario Golf World Tour. I love to play this. I do love the Mario Golf games. And Mario and Luigi Dream Team. So that is everything that we have picked up so far. So get this. So far we have picked up a grand total of, drumroll, 301 3DS games and DS games. Like I mentioned, over 200 of those are factory sealed because that has become the focus since we realized how close the CIB and sealed prices are, but we are going to be continuing to look for reasonably priced games to add to the collection. We do already have 24 games added into our collection, and we have already started playing some of those games and want to continue to do so. We do want to bring some reviews related to some 3DS games and DS games I have been playing. But thank you guys so much for sticking around to the end to watch me overview the entire DS and 3DS collection so far. If you want to see more collection overviews, I have a ton of different collections. I collect a lot of wacky stuff, and I'm always happy to share it with you guys if that's what you want to see. Remember to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below with what you'd like to see me do next. I'm happy to bring you guys the content that you enjoy. And remember, when you see those toys and video games off in the distance, especially if they're for the DS or 3DS, it's not a mirage. You guys have a great day.